Hi guys, welcome back to the next airport update in the series. Sorry it's been a little bit of a delay between this one and the last one. It's just been a little bit busy recently, but now been able to get this airport update out ready. As requested, it is Honolulu International Airport, and this retro airport will be set in around 2003. Okay, so we will get started with the aircraft on the taxiways first, and then we will move to the terminal buildings. So on the far side, we have one of the new models, if you've seen my latest post, which is the Continental 777 in the special Peter Max livery that was done for to celebrate the turn of the millennium. Now this is heading to the runway and is first in line and will be departing for a flight out to Newark. Right behind the Continental, we have a US Airways 757-200, and this will be heading out for a flight today to San Francisco and is second in line for departure. Moving further back round the taxiway, next up is a Northwest 757-200, which will be heading out for Minneapolis-St. Paul via LAX. Couple more on the taxiways before we can get to the terminals. To start with, we have a America West 757-200, and this is heading out to Las Vegas McCarran. Next in line, we have a Delta 763, another one of the new models if you've seen my recent post, and this is heading out to LAX. Final one on this taxiway, we have a Korean 777, and this is going out for a flight to Seoul, and we'll be returning back from Seoul tomorrow. Final one on the taxiways before we make our way to the terminal, we have Northwest 747. This is going to be heading out to Tokyo Narita. This is in the new Northwest scheme as it would be in 2003, whereas the 757 just in front is in the old scheme. This is where Northwest are currently transitioning between liveries. So yeah, we'll see some more Northwest planes in the final livery, as it will soon be known, the silver and red tail. So if we head to the main terminal next, we'll go around this way for a change. So to start with, we have a ATA American Transair L1011, and this has arrived in from Nassau recently. Passengers are currently disembarking, coaches front and rear, and the stairs, and then this will be getting ready to make its next flight later on this evening. If we move round past some of the palm trees, one of which has fallen over, we will see that we have next line of the ATA fleet. So if we start with the one nearest the camera, we've got an ATA 753, and this will be heading out to Oakland fairly soon. Catering's just being finished loaded, and passengers will then soon be getting on the plane, and then it will be departing out. In the middle, we have an ATA 752. This is in the 25th anniversary livery that they ran for a couple of years around this time. This will be heading out for a flight to Chicago via JFK. Not immediately, this will be in between flights at the moment, but this will be heading out later on to Chicago. Finally, at the jet bridge here, we have an ATA 737-800. This is going to be doing one of the inter-island routes for ATA, and this will be heading out for a flight to Maui a little bit later on, and then we'll be returning back to Honolulu after that. Okay, if we work round to the final two on this small section, on the small side of this right-hand side of the terminal, we have two Hawaiians 717s. So the one nearest the camera has arrived in from Hilo very shortly, and the passengers have just finished getting off the plane and have walked into the terminal building. And then if we move around the corner slightly, we can see the other one, and this one is doing the opposite. So passengers have just finished loading, and this will be going out to Kahului very shortly. Okay, if we move round, we'll come around the other side and start with the main gates of the main terminal. No prizes for guessing which airline will feature here. Hopefully you've all worked that out by now. So we'll start up at this end. So we have a Hawaiian 763, which is going to be departing out to Las Vegas soon, just having catering and passengers loaded, and then is ready to go. There's no real rush for it at the moment. Obviously there's quite a few on the taxiway, so it's going to be quite far down the line for takeoff clearance, so they're just taking the time to finish off getting ready for the passengers to arrive. Next in line, after the first of what will soon be many Hawaiians, we have Hawaiian DC-10. This is in the chromish livery, shall we say. Chrome being because the DC-10s are on loan from American. These DC-10s will soon be phased out, as the 767s will be taking over the sort of long-haul operations for Hawaiian, to replace these aging DC-10s, which will be given back to American, but will probably then just be sold on anyway. So this DC-10 has arrived in from Tokyo Haneda quite recently. It's only just made its way to the terminal. The jet bridge is just attached, and then the pilot will soon be giving the signal for the passengers to start making their way off the plane and into the terminal to enjoy their holiday or return back from their holiday if they live here. In the centre of the terminal we have another Hawaiian 763, newly arrived to Hawaiian, freshly painted, ready to start making revenue flights for them. This one has arrived in from LAX from the paint factory, so it hasn't made a revenue flight for the airline yet, and is just currently being refueled. You can see around the corner there, and then it will soon, in the next day, be starting to make revenue flights and join the Hawaiian fleet properly. This Hawaiian 763 next door has been with the airline a couple of years, and this one has arrived in from Sacramento quite recently. Passengers are finishing disembarking the plane. All the luggage is off, as you can see around that side, and the bags will be making their way to the terminal to go through the conveyor carousel, and no doubt it'll take several hours to finish rotating. Final two aircraft at the main terminal. We'll just move round the corner again, but we have another Hawaiian DC-10 again, which will soon be replaced and leave the fleet. This one has almost ready to go for a flight out to Seattle. Bags are finished being loaded, so the conveyor will be moving soon. Passengers are just finishing getting on, and then the plane will push back once the Delta and Korean have gone past. Final one at the terminal, main terminal anyway, we have the final Hawaiian 763 of the update, and this one has arrived in from San Diego. Again, luggage and a few bits of cargo just finishing being taken off the back of the plane, and then the plane will be ready for a turnaround for its next flight. Three final aircraft at the, not hard stands, but at the smaller terminal, the more international terminal, which is currently being expanded. Starting us off, we have a Continental DC-10, which is just getting pushed back once the Northwest 747 is out of the way. It's just leaving the gate. It's in its pushback position, ready to go. This will be going out for a flight to Phoenix. Then we have a Japan 777. This has very recently arrived in from Tokyo Narita, and if we come around the other side, you can see that it is having its cargo taken off that it's brought over, and also the passengers finished getting off from the front of the aircraft, and the buses have gone and taken them to the terminal. And then the final aircraft for the update is another Continental DC-10. Slightly special, this one, in that it's a Continental Micronesia. So this one is currently getting fully loaded with cargo, along with bags for the passengers who will shortly be making their way onto the plane, and this will then be heading out for a flight to Guam. Okay, everybody, that is the update complete. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment and subscribe as always. Let me know what you think, which aircraft you like, which aircraft you think could make this airport update even better. Do you want to see the full expansion with both boards out and not just half the board? And yeah, and be sure to check out the Instagram channel for the poll for the next update of where you want it to be. Okay, thanks for watching, and as always, bye guys.